So the Lions lock up the number one seed in the NFC for the first time in franchise history. And yeah, we can talk about the defense and we can talk about Jahmyr Gibbs scoring 4 touchdowns. But honestly, to me, this was a culture win for the Detroit Lions. It was a culture that was first established when Dan Campbell first took over the team and was really mocked and ridiculed by a large segment of the media who kind of laughed him off. I mean, here comes this guy, kind of gruff, and starts talking about, yeah, we're going to get knocked down, but when we come back up, we're going to take a kneecap off, and we're going to scrap and claw for every inch. Well, what did the Detroit Lions put on display on Sunday Night Football in front of the entire country? They put that culture on display. Here come the Vikings riding a 9-game win streak against a Lions defense that is completely and utterly demolished. What do they got, like 12 guys on injured reserve? And what did they do? Hold the Vikings to only 6 points in 4 straight red zone possessions. And yeah, Jared Goff wasn't perfect. As a matter of fact, you can argue he was below average most of the game, threw 2 interceptions despite a large completion percentage. Jahmyr Gibbs, yeah, he carried the team and the offensive line did what they could to open up things, but what is Dan Campbell always ridiculed for? Going for it on 4th down. He went for it 4 times against the Vikings, 2 times converted, and what did those 2 conversions lead to? 14 points. And remember, another time, he showed he was going for it on 4th down, and because everybody in the building actually expected him to snap that ball and actually go for it, including the Vikings. And what did that do? Led to an offsides jump, automatic 1st down, and the Lions were able to close out that game. This was a culture win established by Dan Campbell when he first took over the Lions. And now that culture has led to a number 1 seed in the NFC for the first time in franchise history. And yes, the Lions are still very much banged up. And yes, the media is still going to question Jared Goff and whether or not he can carry this team to a Super Bowl. But if you're asking me who my favorite is in the NFC to only win 2 games at home with that home crowd behind them and that coach who has established that culture, the Lions have a pretty good shot of making the Super Bowl for the first time in franchise history.